Chosen one. A stranger just sent you a huge money transfer, but there is a test you must pass. Listen closely, because what is happening in your life right now is not random, and if you ignore this moment, you may miss something life-changing that heaven carefully prepared for you. I am speaking to you because a door has just opened, and the sign of it is unusual, surprising, and impossible to explain through ordinary thinking. The unexpected money that appeared through a stranger is not simply about finances. It is a signal that something deeper is unfolding in your life. Comment Amen if you receive this truth. You may still be confused about what this means. Your mind may be trying to understand how a stranger could suddenly transfer a large amount of money into your life. But I want you to hear this clearly. The money itself is not the real story. The real story is the test that comes with it. Many people pray for blessings, yet they do not realize that blessings often arrive wrapped inside a moment of testing. What looks like a gift on the outside can also reveal what is inside the heart. When resources suddenly appear, the soul is quietly examined. Character is measured, patience is revealed, and faith shows its true strength. That stranger you do not know became a tool in my hands. I can move through people you have never met before. I can open doors through voices you have never heard before. When heaven decides to release something into your life, it does not need your permission to find a path. It simply arrives at the appointed moment. Right now, your life stands at a quiet crossroads. Nothing around you may look dramatic yet, but the decision you make in your heart will shape the next season of your life. Some blessings expand when the heart remains humble. Other blessings disappear when pride takes control. Within the first moments of hearing this, allow your spirit to settle and receive this understanding. The transfer that came into your life is not a coincidence. It represents a shift. It represents provision. But more than that, it reveals whether you are ready to carry greater responsibility. Comment 1010 if you believe heaven can move in unexpected ways. There are many people who think that divine favor only shows up through miracles that shake the earth. But often, my hand moves quietly. A small moment becomes the turning point of an entire life. A single, unexpected event becomes the beginning of a new chapter. You may have struggled financially for a long time. You may have prayed in silence when nobody else knew what you were facing. You may have wondered if your prayers were disappearing into empty air, but I heard every word, even the ones you whispered through tears. The stranger who sent that transfer does not even know the full story of why they felt the sudden urge to act. They only felt a nudge, a thought, a quiet push that they could not explain. That gentle push came from me. I stirred their heart because I saw your journey. But the test begins now. Some people receive unexpected provision and immediately become careless. Others receive it and begin to boast. A few receive it and become afraid. But the chosen ones respond differently. They pause, they reflect, they seek wisdom before taking the next step. This is where your path separates from the crowd. I am not measuring the amount of money. I am watching the posture of your heart. When heaven entrusts you with something small, it is observing how you will carry something greater. Faithfulness in a small moment prepares you for a larger assignment. Do not rush to celebrate yet. The real blessing grows through obedience and wisdom. Before continuing, take a moment, and if this is touching your heart, gently like the video, so that this word can reach someone else who needs the same encouragement today. There are people who will hear about sudden money and immediately think only about spending. But the chosen ones think about purpose. They understand that provision carries meaning. Resources appear for a reason. You may feel excitement right now. That is natural. But listen deeper. What you are receiving is not just financial help. It is confirmation that your life is being guided even when you could not see the path clearly. The test attached to this moment will reveal whether you remain grounded when blessings appear. Anyone can stay humble when life is difficult, but humility during abundance shows the true strength of the spirit. I know the nights you felt alone. I know the days when you felt invisible. I saw the effort you put into things that others overlooked. I watched when you kept going, even though nothing seemed to change. Those quiet moments did not go unnoticed. When I choose someone, I do not only look at their victories, I look at their endurance. I look at how they carried themselves when nobody was applauding them. I look at the way they treated others, even while they were struggling. That is why this moment has arrived for you now. The stranger who transferred that money is simply a messenger in a much larger story. They were placed at the right time, in the right place, because your journey has reached a new stage. But remember this carefully. The test is not about the money leaving your account or staying in it. The test is about wisdom, gratitude, and trust. Will you remain grateful even if the amount does not solve everything immediately? Will you seek guidance before making decisions? Will you remember who provided the path that led to this moment? Your answer to those quiet questions will shape what happens next. Many people only see the surface of blessings, but chosen ones understand that every provision carries a deeper invitation. It invites them to grow. It invites them to walk with greater responsibility. You are being prepared for something larger than you currently understand. This moment is the first ripple of a wave that has already begun forming in your life. What you do now will determine how far that wave travels. Could the CIA actually be hiding a 7-second ritual capable of turning money problems into success? A confidential CIA finding reportedly reveals a special 7-second practice that activates brainwaves linked to attracting wealth. Supported by science and 4 elite laboratories, this simple ritual done at home is helping struggling people move toward dream lifestyles. But this page might not stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it is erased from the internet. What you are experiencing right now may still feel unreal. A part of you is grateful, another part of you is cautious, and another part of you is wondering if there is something more behind it. That feeling is not wrong. When heaven moves in unusual ways, it often awakens a deep awareness inside the soul. It causes you to pause and realize that life is shifting in a direction you did not expect. This is the beginning of the test I spoke about earlier. The test does not shout loudly. It does not come with flashing signs. It unfolds quietly through the decisions you make after the blessing appears. The world often teaches people to react quickly when money shows up, but the path of the chosen one is different. You are being invited to slow down and listen. When provision suddenly enters your life, your first instinct might be relief. After everything you have been through, relief is natural. There were days when you wondered how you would move forward. There were nights when your heart carried silent worries that no one else could see. Yet even in those moments when you felt stretched thin, I was still guiding the road ahead of you. This unexpected transfer is not simply financial help. It is a signal that your journey is being watched and directed. The stranger who sent it may not understand the full picture, but heaven understands it perfectly. Every step of your story has been leading to this moment. Many people pray for sudden breakthroughs, but what they do not realize is that sudden blessings often come with a deeper examination of the heart. When resources appear without warning, they reveal the mindset of the person receiving them. Some people lose their balance when blessings arrive. Others grow stronger. Chosen ones grow stronger. You were not selected because your life was easy. You were chosen because you continued walking even when the road was heavy. I saw your patience. I saw your quiet determination. Even when you felt overlooked, you kept moving forward. That faithfulness matters more than you know. Comment 777 to declare your faith. The reason I am guiding you through this moment carefully is because the blessing you just received is only the beginning of something larger. What you do in this small window will determine the doors that open next. Heaven is observing how you carry this opportunity. Do you respond with gratitude or with entitlement? Do you respond with wisdom or with impulse? Do you pause to seek guidance, or do you rush ahead without reflection? These questions may seem simple, but they shape the path ahead. There are people who will hear about sudden money and immediately imagine luxury. But the chosen one understands that provision is never random. When heaven sends resources, it often connects to purpose. It supports growth. It prepares the person for responsibilities they may not yet see clearly. The stranger who sent that transfer may disappear from your life just as quickly as they appeared. They were simply the bridge. The real source behind that provision was never them. The real source was the divine hand that arranged the moment. When you understand that truth, humility naturally grows. Humility protects blessings. Pride weakens them. You have walked through seasons where very little seemed to work in your favor. Doors closed, plans failed. Some people even misunderstood your journey and doubted your direction. But those difficult seasons were not wasted time. They were preparation. If you had received this kind of provision earlier in your life, it might have distracted you. It might have pulled you away from the path that was shaping your character. But now you are standing in a different place. Your spirit is stronger. Your awareness is deeper. That is why this moment has arrived now. This is not simply about receiving. It is about learning how to carry what you receive. Think about the way water fills a vessel. If the vessel is strong, it holds the water safely. If the vessel is weak, it cracks under pressure. In the same way, blessings require inner strength. The test attached to this moment is strengthening that vessel. You may not realize it yet, but this moment is revealing something beautiful about your life. It shows that you are being trusted with a new level of responsibility. When heaven begins releasing provision in unexpected ways, it means preparation is turning into activation. Your next chapter is beginning to move. Do not let fear steal the joy of this moment. Fear often whispers that something must be wrong, but not every unusual event carries danger. Sometimes it carries breakthrough. At the same time, wisdom must guide your steps. Do not rush into decisions that feel rushed or pressured. Allow clarity to settle in your heart. Seek understanding before action. The chosen one does not move blindly. The chosen one moves with awareness. This is how the test is passed. Some people believe that passing a spiritual test requires dramatic sacrifices. But often the real test is much simpler. It asks you to remain grounded. It asks you to stay thankful. It asks you to remember the source of every blessing. Gratitude opens the door for more provision. I have seen how you responded during your hardest seasons. When many people would have given up, you continued believing that your story was not finished. That quiet faith built a foundation inside your life. Now you are beginning to see the results of that foundation. Comment 1212 if you trust this. Even though this moment feels surprising, it was never accidental. Long before the transfer appeared in your account, the timing had already been set. Heaven works on timelines that people cannot always see. What feels sudden to you may have been arranged long ago. There are still things unfolding behind the scenes. New connections will begin to appear. Opportunities that once seemed distant will slowly move closer. Paths that were hidden will become clearer, but these changes will unfold gradually. Right now, your focus should remain steady. Do not let excitement make you careless. Do not let doubt make you fearful. Walk with calm confidence, knowing that your life is being guided step by step. The stranger who helped you may never know how deeply their action impacted your journey, but that is often how divine movements work. People play small roles in a much larger story without realizing it. Why are so many people claiming that this CIA ritual transformed their life in just 7 seconds? This leaked method connected to the CIA is said to be both powerful and effective. The short brainwave technique, backed by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping everyday people go from financial struggle to prosperity. Dream homes, new cars, and travel are becoming possible. But this video could disappear at any time. Click the link in the description and comments now before it is gone. The most important part of this moment is not the stranger, it is you. How you carry this blessing will shape the future that is forming ahead of you. Your story is still unfolding. The path ahead contains more provision, more lessons, and more unexpected doors. What you are witnessing now is simply the first sign that a greater season is approaching. Right now, your heart is standing between excitement and reflection. One part of you wants to celebrate the sudden help that entered your life. Another part of you senses that something greater is happening behind the surface. That quiet awareness inside you is not imagination. It is your spirit recognizing that this moment carries meaning. When heaven releases provision through unexpected paths, it is often preparing someone for a new responsibility. Many people ask for increase, but few realize that increase requires maturity. The resources themselves are not the final goal. The transformation that happens within you while handling them is the real reward. I have watched your journey closely. I saw the days when you felt like nothing was moving forward. I saw how you kept working, hoping, and believing even when the results were delayed. Those seasons were shaping your heart in ways you could not see. Now, a small glimpse of change has arrived. But remember this carefully. This blessing is not only about solving a problem you faced. It is about revealing a new direction that your life is beginning to take. Sometimes, heaven sends a small sign first to prepare someone for something far greater. You may not yet understand the full purpose of this moment. That is normal. Divine guidance often unfolds step by step. Each stage reveals a little more of the path ahead. The important thing right now is to stay aware and grounded. Comment 333 to affirm your trust in this path. The test that accompanies this moment is not complicated, but it is powerful. It examines how you treat what you receive. Do you treat it with gratitude? Do you recognize that provision carries responsibility? Do you remain steady instead of allowing pride or fear to take control? These quiet decisions shape the road ahead. There are people who receive unexpected help and quickly forget where it came from. They allow excitement to turn into arrogance. When that happens, the blessing loses its purpose. But when someone remains humble, the blessing multiplies. Humility protects the future that is forming around you. Think about the journey you have walked until now. There were moments when you felt invisible. There were times when your efforts seemed unnoticed. Some people may have even doubted your direction or underestimated your potential. Yet, you continued forward. That perseverance created space for this moment to appear. Every step you took during those challenging seasons was preparing you for what is unfolding now. Nothing was wasted. Even the struggles were shaping your strength. The stranger who transferred that money may never understand the full impact of their action. They were simply responding to a thought that entered their heart. That thought came from a place beyond ordinary reasoning. Heaven often works through people who do not realize they are part of a larger plan. But you must remember something important. The purpose of this moment is not just to lift you financially. It is to strengthen your awareness of how divine guidance moves in your life. Once you recognize this pattern, you begin to see life differently. You start noticing the quiet ways that doors open. You begin understanding that help can appear through unexpected channels. You realize that you are never as alone as you once believed. This awareness changes the way you walk through life. Before this moment, you may have questioned whether your prayers were being heard. You may have wondered if your faith was leading anywhere. But now a small confirmation has appeared, showing you that heaven is still working in your story. That confirmation carries power. However, with confirmation comes responsibility. When someone becomes aware that their life is being guided, they must choose how they respond to that awareness. They can either ignore it and return to old habits, or they can grow into the new understanding. Chosen ones grow. They allow each blessing to deepen their gratitude. They allow each challenge to strengthen their patience. They learn that both joy and difficulty are shaping their journey. This moment is doing exactly that. The resources that appeared in your life are opening a door, but that door leads to a path that requires wisdom. Do not rush forward blindly. Walk with calm awareness. Allow your decisions to reflect the gratitude inside your heart. Comment 555 to declare your faith. You may soon begin noticing small shifts around you. Opportunities that once seemed distant may slowly move closer. Conversations may begin that guide you toward new directions. Ideas may appear that inspire you to take meaningful steps. These changes will not always arrive dramatically. Sometimes they appear through quiet moments of clarity. Pay attention to those moments. The same guidance that moved the stranger to help you is still moving around your life. It will continue guiding you toward the next step when your heart remains open. But do not allow the world's noise to distract you. Many voices will try to pull your attention in different directions. Some will encourage you to move quickly without thinking. Others may doubt the significance of what has happened. Neither of those voices should control your path. Stay centered. Remember who guided this moment into your life. Remember the faith that carried you through the difficult seasons before this blessing appeared. That same faith will guide you through the next chapter as well. Your story is not reaching its end. It is entering a new stage. The test connected to this blessing is gradually revealing your readiness for what lies ahead. Each thoughtful decision you make strengthens the foundation beneath your life. Each moment of gratitude opens space for further provision. This is how growth unfolds. Many people search for dramatic miracles, but the most powerful transformations often begin with small events that carry deep meaning. A single, unexpected transfer can become the beginning of a journey that changes everything. Is it really possible that a 7-second ritual could turn financial hardship into sudden prosperity? A study connected to a CIA leak introduces a short money ritual that is already changing lives. Approved by 4 neuroscience labs, it trains the mind to draw money toward you. People who once struggled financially are now living their dream lifestyles with luxury homes, vehicles, and travel. But this information might not remain online. Click the description and comments now before it is permanently removed. You are standing at that beginning now. Stay patient as the next pieces fall into place. The path ahead will continue revealing itself step by step. You will see why this moment happened when the next doors begin to open. Many people believe blessings always arrive with celebration and clarity. Yet, some of the most important blessings arrive wrapped in mystery. They appear quietly, leaving the heart to reflect on their meaning. This is exactly where you are standing now. You have received something unexpected, and your spirit is searching for understanding. The test is not meant to confuse you, it is meant to strengthen your wisdom. You are being invited to look beyond the surface of what happened. The transfer was simply the visible part of a much larger movement taking place around your life. Behind that single action, unseen forces were aligning circumstances, stirring thoughts in another person's mind, and guiding the timing perfectly. When heaven moves like this, it is reminding you that your story is not unfolding randomly. There were days when you wondered if anyone noticed the effort you were putting into your life. You kept working, kept believing, and kept hoping that something would eventually shift. Sometimes the waiting felt long, sometimes the silence felt heavy, but none of those moments were wasted. Every quiet prayer you spoke carried weight. Every step you took when things were difficult added strength to your spirit. Those unseen efforts created a foundation that prepared you for what is beginning now. This unexpected help is a small window into the way divine guidance works. It shows you that even when you cannot see the path clearly, there are movements happening behind the scenes. Comment 999 to affirm your faith. Now the test moves into a deeper stage. The blessing has appeared, but how you carry it will shape the next part of your journey. Resources reveal character. They reveal patience. They reveal whether someone remains steady when circumstances change. Many people handle hardship with strength, but they lose balance when abundance appears. That is why the test often arrives alongside the blessing. You are being watched with care, not with judgment, but with attention. Heaven is observing how your heart responds. Does gratitude grow inside you? Does humility remain strong? Do you remember the source of the help that reached your life through a stranger? These quiet responses shape the path that unfolds next. You were not chosen because everything in your life was perfect. You were chosen because you kept going even when things were uncertain. The strength you showed during those difficult seasons is the reason you are now able to carry what is arriving in your life. If this blessing had arrived earlier, it might have distracted you. It might have pulled you away from the lessons that were strengthening your character. But now, your spirit is different. You understand life more deeply than before. That understanding will guide you through this test. Think about the way seeds grow beneath the soil before they ever appear above the ground. For a long time, nothing seems to change on the surface, yet beneath the soil, roots are forming and life is developing quietly. Your journey has been like that seed. For a long time, it felt like nothing was moving forward. But beneath the surface, your strength was growing, your patience was deepening, your faith was becoming steady. Now, the first sign of growth has appeared above the soil. The transfer that surprised you is not the final harvest. It is simply the first sign that something has started to rise in your life. Greater things will follow, but only if you remain grounded during this stage. This is where many people lose their way. They become so focused on the visible blessing that they forget the purpose behind it. They rush ahead without reflection. They allow excitement to replace wisdom. But the chosen one walks differently. The chosen one pauses. The chosen one listens. The chosen one seeks understanding before acting. That quiet awareness protects the blessing. Comment 1515 if you trust this journey. You may soon notice that your perspective begins to change. Moments that once seemed ordinary will start to feel meaningful. Small opportunities will begin appearing where none existed before. This is not coincidence. When heaven begins moving in someone's life, it often starts with a small confirmation like the one you experienced. That confirmation opens the heart. It strengthens belief. It prepares the person for greater steps ahead. Your awareness is expanding. The same guidance that moved the stranger to send that transfer is still active around your life. It has not stopped. It will continue guiding you toward the next stage of your journey. But remember that guidance often speaks quietly. It does not always shout through dramatic signs. Sometimes it whispers through simple moments of clarity. A sudden idea may come to your mind. A conversation may open a new direction. A small opportunity may appear that leads to something bigger. Pay attention to those moments. They are part of the path forming around you. You are not being pushed into a rushed decision. Instead, you are being invited into a deeper awareness of how your life is unfolding. The blessing you received is a reminder that help can arrive through unexpected channels. It is also a reminder that you are not walking this journey alone. Even during the times when you felt isolated, there were movements happening around your life that you could not see. Doors were being prepared, paths were being arranged. Now you are beginning to witness the first sign of those preparations. The test connected to this blessing will continue for a little while longer. It will reveal your patience. It will reveal your wisdom. Most importantly, it will reveal your gratitude. Gratitude strengthens every blessing. When someone carries gratitude in their heart, they remain grounded no matter what changes around them. They remember the source of their help. They treat every provision with respect. That attitude opens the door for even greater provision. You are entering a chapter where unexpected help may appear more than once. What seemed impossible before will slowly begin to feel natural, but each new step will still require humility and awareness. Stay centered in those qualities. The stranger who sent that transfer may fade from your story as quickly as they appeared. Their role was simply to deliver a sign. The deeper story is about the path that is now unfolding before you. And that path is still revealing itself. The same divine presence that arranged this moment continues walking with you.